Hello Milky friends, Milkstore here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. If you're celebrating it, if you're not, well, might as well celebrate it as well. It's not a holiday, but go and enjoy the mooncakes that typically are associated with the event. It's quite thick, it's full of energy. Only have one piece, otherwise you'll end up a really fat bastard like I am. And so today we're obviously here to talk about the Mid-Autumn Festival. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, as well as, you know, what I think you should spend on and what not to spend on. I was going to talk a bit about the Tower of Dreams. Is that what it's called? Yes, it is. And then, you know, let's just talk about everything else. So Mid-Autumn Festival, obviously, this is what's involved, right? You're going to do these activities. So use profit orbs up to 300. You're going to get a Moon Goddess Blessing. You're going to summon 5-star heroes out of all the different places you can get 5-star heroes. I would say if your monthly cycle is close, just wait, because then that coincides with you just completing the monthly task. Mine's in a couple of days, but I couldn't wait because because I have no self-control, as exemplified by the fact that I've spent so much money on this game. You can also get carrot biscuit cakes, which involves converting this week's event currency, which is rose bouquets, which looks like, what does it look like? If we open it up, loot this rose bouquets, you can convert 20 of those to 1 carrot cake. That's the conversion rate. And so you're going to end up with about 2,400 bouquets, as you know, which converts to about 120 bouquets. And we'll talk about whether or not you should convert all those to bouquets, or some mix, or some not convert them at all. I think those are your 3 choices. You can convert your carrot cakes, you can convert a bit of it, or you convert none of it. Obviously, those are sort of the broad options. The last thing you can do is obviously spend to your heart's content to get these Moon Goddess Blessings. And look, why would you want to get the Moon Goddess Blessings? Basically the rewards. So if you go on the rewards, the reality is everyone's going for this cheapy artifact chest. Because you're going to get a free sort of cheap pay to win artifact at 400 Moon Goddess Blessings. And look, that's infinitely achievable for everyone, especially if you saved your profit orbs. And even if you didn't save your profit orbs, you're going to get 120 carrot biscuit cakes. So if you convert all of it, you're going to get 120, right? Just off the bat. So 120, and you're probably going to be able to summon 55-star heroes. So that's 170 Moon Blessings, these Goddess Blessings. So that really means you only need to do like what? Quickly, what's the math here? It's 120, 50, 170, 230. You only need to do 230 profit orbs, so you can save 70 profit orbs if you really wanted to. So that is an option as well for you to get the 400. The reality is, to get to 600, you're probably going to have to spend some money to get there. So if you do like what, 300 plus the 120, which is 420 plus 50, 470. Yeah, you're going to be well short of this Eminent Hero Selection chest unless you spend bucks, right? So everyone's going for the 400. That's how I would do it, which sort of delves into the next question about whether or not you should convert your rose bouquets to the carrot biscuit cakes, which are these things. I've already let the cat out of the bag as to what I think you should do, but let's just talk about that when we get into it. So that's this first page, and that's what the Moon Blessing thingy-bob is around. So then you're probably asking yourself, well, when I get the artifact, which one of these are valuable, right? So let's talk through each one of these artifacts. Atlas Cane, very useful for PvE modes, and it seems to be mandatory for Seal Land as well. So if you haven't got a Splendid Atlas Cane, that is a very good first buy, or just a buy in general. Then the Kiss of Ghost, it seems like it's needed for Seal Land Abyss. You need more than a glittery version, so if you don't already have a couple are lying around, also a very good buy. But I would put that second best after Atlas Cane. So I would get a Splendid Atlas Cane first, and then I would think about maybe Kiss of Ghost. And if you got Splendid Atlas Cane, you got Splendid Kiss of Ghost, then the third best is Lucky Candy Bar. And so what the Lucky Candy Bar gets you, I think, from memory, if you go to Ormus's workshop, I actually don't know what the Lucky Candy Bar gets you. I'm going to be honest. Absolutely no idea. When the battle starts, offset the first control effect receive and grant immunity to the control effect during this battle. So it's a bit of control effect immunity, basically. Beyond getting stunned, you're just deflecting a whole lot of other debuffs. Is what it looks like. So useful for like PvE. Don't really see anyone use it for PvP. Yeah, but yeah, third best. And then the last artifact, which I don't think anyone has really found a use for. Certainly I haven't, except on Garuda for like Guild War and sort of other PvP multi-team modes, is basically the Wildfire Torch. It reduces dots, so when dots becomes a big deal with a main hero, I think that is a good counter. But beyond that, it's... yeah. No one's really using it. I mean, if given the option, I'd probably convert all my Wildfire Torches, but I'm not given the option. So those are the artifacts that the free artifacts that we can shoot for. And for me personally, I'm going for the cog, simply because I already have a Splendid Antlers. I don't need 2 Splendid Antlers. So yeah, one more cog and I get a raid Splendid cog, and then I'll just dump into the candy bar, which I think we're gonna get another one Christmas because it's usually given for free around Christmas. And the Wildfire Torch is there. It's the Wildfire Torch. This event, these cups, you're going to be able to get from completing the Heroic Miracle event as well as the Prophet Orb event. And it's Osmanthus wine, and so, look, it's just free stuff. Just take it when you can get it. Yeah, you're going to be able to get a certain amount from the Heroic Miracle. Largely, you have to complete a lot of loops of Prophet Orbs just to get these all the way to the end. Look, if you can do it, do it. If you can't, then don't sort of bust your guts doing it. I mean, now's as good a time as any to do Prophet Orbs. That's the reality. You just get a bit more rewards, so why not? Like, what are you holding on to the Prophet Orbs for? Is there going to be a bit of it? There probably will be down the future, but the problem is timing. You don't know. What you do know now, you know it's better than all the other Prophet events in the past, historically speaking, right? Because of all these extra rewards. So why not do it now? What are you hoarding for? Then we went through the discussion around whether or not you could convert carrot cakes or your rose bouquets to carrot cakes, and the answer is yes. Look, you can do, I sort of already talked about here in terms of, well, why wouldn't you just convert your carrot cakes here to get more of these Moon Goddess blessings so you lose less Prophet Orbs to get these rewards, right? So that's one key reason. The other key reason is, if you can look on the assumption that you get 2,400 rose bouquets, which is what everyone usually gets, you kind of look at it and you think, well, what can I buy with it? You can buy an Ithaca copy. And so, I mean, if you're shopping around for an Ithaca copy and you really, really need it, I suppose, why not? But then, I don't know why they call that a limit, because skins are valuable now. But then you can buy skins, which you need the skin food. And just so you know, these are 5 sort of normal skins, which gets you 1 limited skin. So, you can buy skins, you can buy more orbs. For whatever reason you need orbs for this event, because you're just, shy of a bit more. And then all this other stuff you just wouldn't buy. Like, you look at what you can get with the rose bouquets, the answer is basically nothing. The only reason why you would not convert any rose bouquet this week is if you're going for the special artifact chest. That's the sole reason. Usually, for these campaign events, this artifact is a fixed artifact. It is not a chest. And I think this chest is only available for this event. Next time around, they're going to go back to just whatever artifact they choose, right? It could be a good one, it could be a bad one. So if you're willing to wait for the good one that you want, then I would absolutely sacrifice all your rose bouquets to basically get them the moon cakes, the moon blessings, right? They're actually moon cakes. I don't know why they call them moon blessings. That's just fucking confusing. So that's the only reason why you would sacrifice your rose bouquets. And I'm going to sacrifice my rose bouquets simply because I'm not willing to wait for a demon bell. I need 1 more demon bell, then I have my 4 splendid demon bells. That should be enough to push Vanquisher, right? That's all I'm after. There's no incentive for me to basically... I'm already going to get these mooncakes because I'm going to do another 90, and that's going to get to me 400. And basically, that's I'm bang on in terms of where I need to be to get the artifact here as well. But yeah, that's the only reason why you would save. So if you have 1,200 universal crystal shards, I've got 1496, I'm going to get the mysterious artifact chest. That's just, for me, that's where I'm in the game. But if you don't have enough universal crystal shards to get this particular material chest, then it's just a no-brainer. None of the rewards here with the rose bouquets are worth it, right? Because you kind of look at this chest, right? Look at this chest. This chest is basically 2,700 divided by 20 is what, like, divided by 2. So it's like 13... Is it 1350? 135 carrot cakes is for this particular chest, is what they're asking for. The equivalent number of carrot cakes. If you look at what you can get for 135 carrot cakes, you can not only get a chest that gives you way more selection, and it's the exact same chest as what you can get with the rose bouquet. Plus, it's also the light dark one, right? Because you can get Andrea here. Not only can you get one of these chests, but you also have spare change. You've got 45 left over. Yeah, so you can get one chest, and basically, is it like 3 of these? So, or 2 of these? So 45, it's 2 or 3 of these, basically, 5-star hero shards. And that's brilliant. So you can either get one of these chests or a 9-star puppet. Depends on what you need the most. If you don't need the copy, you need the food, then get the food, right? Personally, I would get the copy, because copies are slightly harder to get than food, but, you know, be that as it may. But effectively, you know, with 120 carrot cakes, they're asking for basically 130 carrot cakes for one chest if you use rose bouquets. But here, if you convert all your rose bouquets to carrot cakes, you're going to be able to get this chest, which gives you way more selection, and you're going to have some spare change to get some food. So then you're probably asking, well, Milk, so you forget about the limited skins here, right? These festival limited skins, the 90 carrot cakes. Should I go for these? The answer is, look, no, unless you really need the Ignis skin to help you progress in Abyss Sealand. And here's the reason why it's a no, right? You don't need, no one's using Penny, no one's using Sia. And you'd be like, whoa, Milkstool, Skin Gallery, you know, aren't they a combo bond, Undertale? Yeah, they are, right? So, but this is also, if you looked at my last video, this is also the worst bond, skin bond, to do, because each skin bond is supposed to give you 3 points, extra points, per sort of skin, right? So 2 skins here, 2 times 3 is 6, 4 skins here, 4 times 3 is 12, right? But here, it's broken. 3 times 3 is 9. You're only gonna get 6, right? I basically need to write the devs and tell them, look, you fucked up the math. You really need to look at it. It should be another 3 points, right? And then, so you might do that. You might be like, well, I want to get the bond, I want to get more points, I want to upgrade the skin gallery to get these attribute bonuses. I'm like, I don't think it's worth it. Like, I haven't done like the minutia of the math, but just looking at the stats boosters you get from just going up 1 level, it's not that much, right? I don't think it's worth the 90 carrot cakes just to move. And the other thing to note is that you only get these attribute buffs if you're, for the, not every hero. I think it's for one of the, it's only for heroes wearing the skins in this gallery. A hero must equip a skin to activate such bonuses provided by the skin gallery. So this buff here, the fixed HP bonus plus the fixed attack bonus, you don't get that unless it's one of these heroes wearing these skins, right? So that, if you get the Mulan, you get the Bond, yeah, you can upgrade the skin gallery and make, you know, everyone who's wearing one of those skins slightly better, but is it worth 90 carrot cakes? That's the $1 million question. The answer is, look, I don't think it's worth it for Sia or Penny. It's probably worth it, borderline worth it for Ignis. And I think the only time this is worth it is if you're an endgame player. Like me, I'm pretty much an endgame, and you've got all the food that you need. You basically have all the heroes that you need. That, and you also have, if I look at my artifact selection, my chest situation, look at all the chests I have, right? I have no shortage of copies. So only a player like me would seriously entertain getting basically the Mulan skin, which is the only one I don't have, right? Just to upgrade that skin gallery. That's it. If you're not a top 150, 200 spender, don't bother. Go for the selection chest, go for the puppet. So then now we come to our last sort of discussion here around the the value packs. And so these are actually $50 on the left and $100 on the right in USD. These are Australian dollars. Yes, I know if you're an Aussie viewer, you know, you're probably still outraged that they charge us basically so much more than the Americans, because if you convert 50 American dollars to about USD, what is it, like $64 Australian? So they're charging us way more. So I've basically kind of given up on buying, like buying using AUD. I buy using another currency. And I've generally stopped buying in idle heroes now. I've actually turned my attention to sneakers. I'm just buying a lot of sneakers now because I didn't realize you can make pretty good money just like buying and holding on to sneakers. At least I get something out of it. Whereas this game, I mean, it's fun and it's useful and you want to win. And I've spent thousands of dollars on this game. But the reality is, I can't sell this. What I put into this account, which is like probably, is it probably $10,000 Australian? It's probably less than that because I cheated a bit at the start. But it's up there, right? It's a lot of stuff. It's probably a second-hand car, right? But look, I've spent the money. I've enjoyed my time. I will continue to spend money, but I need to spend smartly. And so on these specific packs in particular, I'll show you the math after, but basically the pack on the left, is worth more than the pack on the right. Only just slightly on a gems per dollar spent basis. But having said that, it really depends on where you are in the game. If you are early to mid game, absolutely buy the pack on the left. If you are end game, like I am, that pack on the left is completely useless, right? I don't need more gems. I don't need more profit orbs. I don't need universal crystal shards. I have a lot of artifacts. If you look at all the splendid artifacts I have, I'm basically there in terms of how many you need. Like, more is always better, but I don't need to spend money to get any more. I've got 3 A and Bs. I've got 1 Splendid Antlers. I've got 1 Splendid Rui. I could do with 2 Splendid Rui, I've realized. I actually have enough material for a Splendid Magic Stone Sword. I've just disassembled a bunch of shit. I have enough material for a Splendid Kiss of Ghosts after I get it from this event. I'm about to get my 4th Demon Bell when I've completed the Roast Bouquet event, right? I've got 2 dildos. I've got 2 crowns. I've got 1 snow heart. How many more artifacts do you actually need, right? It's crazy. I'm actually 92. When I build all my artifacts, I'll probably go back up to, like, I think I was 88 before. So, but effectively, like, what are you gonna, when you get that many artifacts, right? Like, you could be crazy and say, look, Noxu, you should go for 5 Demon Bells. I probably will go for 5 Demon Bells very slowly over time, because I've seen lineups where, it's just energy feed mania. But, once I finish Vanquisher 1, there's nothing left. I don't need any more stuff. Going back to the packs, right? The pack on the left is useless for me. I don't need the feathers, which you use to buy artifacts. I don't need the universal crystal shard, which you use to buy artifacts. Maybe, once I've expended all the artifacts, the other thing that increasingly is important are those star spawns. I'm probably going to use my 600 universal crystal shards, or however many I get, to buy these star spawn cores, which I did last time. But yeah, the pack on the left is not needed. The pack on the right is what's needed, and in particular, the skin is very nice. So if you look at what you get, control immunity, very important now because everyone's getting controlled, especially with Starling Jara, especially for PvE using Vesa here. Attack and crit damage, also very, very, very handy, especially for, when she does the single enemy damage. Again, feathers, neither here or there, but this is effectively 1/4 of an artifact, pay to win artifact. And the cores. Cores are, for me, what I look for where I'm at in this game. I only care about cheap cores, right? The more cheap cores I can get, the better. Why? Because the cores give you the purple cots, they give you the stellar shards. That's all I give a shit about. I don't care about anything else, right? So whatever package has got like cheap cores and like other shit, I'm gonna get it. So the reality is, I'm probably gonna buy the package on the right. I didn't win my Nike Dunks today, so I have a bit of cash on hand. But yeah, that's where I am. But if you want to specifically look at the math, let's go to the math. It's going to be in my scratchy handwriting. So this was the math I did on the Rose Bouquet. It like I said, I've already talked through it. I'm not going to go through it again. But if you want to look at the math of the $50 and $100 value pack, just pause here and just look at it. So it's item, so $50 pack on the left, $100 pack on the right. How you interpret it is there's the item in the first column, then the second column is the unit gem value, so how much is 1 unit of that item worth. So gems, 1-to-1, 1 gem is worth 1 gem, 1 profit orb is worth 450 gems, 1 universal crystal shard is worth 16th and 2/3 gems, and that's on the math is here. So we assume one artifact is 20,000 gems, and therefore you need about 1,200 universal crystal shards to get the artifact for that campaign week, and one obviously artifact, a pay-to-win artifact, is about 20,000 gems because we said it was up here. So therefore 300 universal crystal shards is 500 gems. 500 divided by 300 is 16 and 2/3. So that's why you get, it's about 5,000 gems worth of universal crystal shards this week. For the pack on the left, feathers, again, same calc down here in the bottom right panel. Hero selection chest, you got to go back to my spreadsheet. It's worth 3,375. So math checks out, 542.5 gems per dollar spent. $100 value pack, same sort of methodology. I didn't factor in the skin. The skin is only worth like 2,000 gems. So look, this might be it's somewhere between 450 and 500 gems per dollar spent, depending on how much you value that festival limited skin. To be honest, it's probably closer to 500 gems per dollar spent. That skin is probably, are you willing to pay 5,000 gems for that skin? Most people probably are, right? If you think about getting it and having a roll for it and shit like that. So it probably is worth that much, right? So like I said, pack on the left, pack on the right. It really depends on where you are in the game. Mid to early to mid game, pack on the left. Late game, pack on the right. They're both worth about 500 gems a piece each. And usually, historically, we're looking for about 400 gems per dollar spent in terms of value, and it's at the 500 mark. But the reality is, anything below 500 these days is really bad. I think there's been value inflation that's happened simply because they realize they need to give more away because everyone's leaving the game, right? I am in like my, I don't know, 4th or 5th guild now, and people are just constantly leaving, selling accounts, right? For 1,500 USD, I can buy an account that's better than mine right now, which is kind of sad, and I'm seriously tempted. I'm kind of like, ooh, do I just go over and buy that account? Because instantly I have 30 million stellar shard, I have like 4 or 5 V4 heroes, I have way more 5-star heroes than this. I don't know what the artifact situation is, and that guy as well, he's got 4 transcendent hero, and he's basically halfway, like 2.5, 3 million purple cots. He's halfway to basically getting his next fucking transcendent hero. He's gonna have enough material for Aspen when it drops, whereas I'm still working on getting my 5th transcendent hero, my Fairy Queen Vesa. So it's very tempting just to say, fuck it. You know what? I should just drop this account, buy that account, because that account is already just so much more progressive than mine, right? But, this account's deeply personal. I know everything about it. I know how it's set up, so I'm going to stick with it. So the last thing I'll talk about is basically Tower of Dreams. And the only reason why I really want to talk about it is I'll be curious to understand where you guys are in terms of depth. And you're probably like, well, Milks, surely, why are you still on depth 1? The reason why I'm on depth 1 is because, and unfortunately I've completed it and I can't reset it, but the reason why I'm depth 1 is because I can complete all the nightmare levels, and I can complete a great deal of them with basically one of the bonus heroes to get like bonus rewards. I don't really care about, like, I can basically complete depth 3 up to 15, no problems. I struggle with Nightmare. On depth 2, I can complete 2 to 3 of the Nightmare levels, and then on depth 3, I can't complete any of the Nightmare levels. For me, the most important thing about Tower of Dreams is actually the Nightmares, not anything else. And you're probably like, well, why do you care about the Nightmares? Because I've realized it's fucking hard to get. Where are we going? I've realized it's actually really hard to get this hard rock. And you're like, well, why do you need the hard rock? You don't really need it for to upgrade these residential buildings. That's true. That is true. What you need hard rock for is to upgrade these residences, right? Look at that, 5,000 hard rock I need. And I can only get like 800 to 900 a week from completing the Tower of Dreams. The other place you can get hard rock is Vanquisher. So a lot of you are like, well, fuck, I'm not even at Vanquisher. I only just got to Vanquisher this week, and I had to spend like 20,000 gems. Seriously. And you've seen my lineup. I've got all those splendid artifacts. I've got like the best star spawns in the world, fully upgraded, and it still cost me 20,000 gems. Probably because I'm a bit of a retard when it comes to like theory craft and how to set up heroes. But if you look at my star spawns, right, it's nothing to sneeze at, right? I got the whale, I got Abyss, I got Assassin. A lot of you are like, well, Milk, so you should have dumped into like the mage here, and I agree, but I'm a bit constrained. But I'm trying to basically upgrade my Cloud Island. I need my third house. And to get my third house, I can't like decorate the fuck out of it just to get the cozy points. And you can probably slowly upgrade your residential buildings, but the reality is the biggest bang for your buck in terms of cozy points, you gotta upgrade these residences, and you need 5,000 hard rock. And unless you're sort of killing it in Vanquisher, because Vanquisher is the only other place in Void Vortex where you can get that hard rock. So if I go here, right, there's hard rock, right? So those people that have cleared Vanquisher 1, they're getting 300 hard rock, like 600 hard rock a week on top of whatever they do in the Tower of Dreams, right? I'm only at Vanquisher 6. I need to get my ass to Vanquisher 1 ASAP, because I think it's going to be key in terms of how many of these fucking houses you can get, right? And so now the race is on to get hard rock, and there's only 2 places you can get a hard rock: Void Vanquisher in Void Vortex, and Tower of Oblivion, the Tower of Dreams. The Nightmare mode specifically, you cannot get hard rock from stages 1 to 15 in any of the depths. You might be able to get hard rock in Realmscape, but I don't know. I'm not at Void Corruption 100 plus. I'm only at 92, and I'm already struggling. So my lineup arguably isn't any good. So if you look at who I've got, I'm struggling in Dark, basically. This is my lineup. Please tell me what lineup you use, because this lineup always loses to Dark. So if I go here, right? What lineup are you using? What Void Corruption level are you, and what lineup are you using? Because I am struggling. I need 2 shots to kill everyone here, and then for the puppets, I need like 2 to 3 shots, right? And that's the math. As soon as you need a 2-shot one of these like easy ones, or even the puppet, the math goes out the window in terms of value. But I need to see what's at Void Corruption 100 plus. Can you get hard rock? Because if you can, the math kind of, the calculus kind of changes again. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. And as always, if you have any feedback, I am all ears. Thanks, everyone.